So we are recording. So what are we now? The 9th? Jesus, it's the 9th. So we are a little over a week into the month. There's 1, 2, 3 weeks and 1 day left to this month. And I'm going to start this call off by hopefully setting everyone at ease and saying that I haven't done very well yet this month. And I can see pretty much everyone on these teams' points and where you're at and volume and all that stuff. And I think Katie's probably beaten all of us, Katie and Lindsay, and they're not on the call. But
Alexis.
What's that?
Alexis, too.
And Alexis is on the board with 2, so there we go. So, you know what? I've not been doing so well this month, and and Allison and I just briefly touched on this in a quick chat here earlier where, stuff that we have been doing that's worked isn't really working. So what we need to do is just simplify it, go right back to the simple basics because, I had these post this, boost the post, advert, messages to people, get them into a free group, do the free group, convert them to a full-blown group where they'll get the best possible results. And I basically got stopped at my free group. There's 20 people in it. Half of them are coaches on the team. And there's 2 people that have commented on any of my posts yet so far. So it's just really kind of grinding to a halt in that free group. So it kind of messed up that whole traction. Now, I know some of you, Martha, I think you had some really good success in your free group. And I'm not sure about anyone else. I think there might have been someone else that had a pretty good first free group. I know Katie just finished her first paid group, real full-blown challenge group. And she's got a lot of momentum coming out of that with some potential coaches and people that were looking to get into that but didn't in time. Now they're looking to get into her next one. So she's got some good momentum from that. But I think it's really important just to not get caught up in the shiny objects. Hey, Jamie. Thanks for jumping on. I was just saying that it's been kind of a poopy month so far for me. And got to go back to the basics. And I think what that means, it is hot in here. I'd turn the air conditioner on, but then you guys wouldn't hear anything else. I think what that just means is just going back to the 4 vitals, which is, we're really good at across the board at being a product of the product. We're all doing it. We're all pretty much in shift shop. We're doing a program. We're all getting great results. We're all drinking our shakes, and we're sharing that. And then personal development, I think, kind of gets less done. And then inviting, I think, gets the least done because it's the hardest one to get your head around doing. It's relatively easy. Hey, I just thought about you. Would you be interested in joining my next group? It's really easy, but we get caught up in that fear of rejection or fear of looking salesy. Tamara's got some amazing posts on her Instagram. She's developing some serious relationships with some people that are exactly who we want to work with. But to get to that point where it's thank you for liking my post about our upcoming group, are you interested? It's you're halted in fear because you're worried that you're going to come across salesy, or you're worried that it's not going to come across right, or that they're going to say no, or that maybe they'll unfollow you or whatever. There's all these fears we create in our heads. But we have to even take that back to the basics and realize, what are we asking them to do? We run challenge groups. We support people in health and fitness. We're asking if they'd like to participate in that. We're not asking them to buy a car. We're not trying to convince them that the $4,000 sunroof upgrade is worth buying. We're literally offering people real solutions to what most people have as problems in their lives. And that's finding that balance in life between being able to work out, eat good food, lose weight, get fit, and maintain that. So I think it's easy to think of it as if you think of it as you're looking for the points for Team Cup, and we talked about this our first call, you're gonna naturally in your mind go to, I think I'm gonna be salesy. But if you're leading with helping people and not worry about the points, just let the points come as they do when you're helping people, then you're not gonna get that salesy or fear in your mind, because the thought in your mind will then become, if I don't ask, this person might never do anything to change their lives, and they could potentially go down a completely different path from this moment forward that's going to make their life shit. Or maybe this could be the turning point for them where they discover what this team is all about and are able to change their lives. So that's kind of where I'm at, and I got to get outside of my head and Tamara's looking at me funny because she's still stuck in the I don't want to freak anyone out by asking them if they want to join a group. But I started messaging people tonight, and I messaged like 15 people before this call, and 3 or 4 of them were like, yeah, I'm interested. And it's like, it's astonishing when you get out of your own way how much people actually want to do what we do, especially once you get really good at sharing what you're doing. And we just got to get out of our own way. So I know Allison posted. I don't know if anyone got it done, making a list of 100 people. Allison did it. I know she did it.
Yeah, I'm not going to post that I expect everyone else to do it, not do it myself. But yeah, did anybody else do it? 50 to 100?
I ran out of time.
What?
I started.
I ran out of time too.
It took me 10 minutes, okay? Some of them were hard, but once I started, it went rolling. And like, I've made these lists a ton of times. And these are not people I've ever had conversations with about this before. And it's hard sometimes when you go to make a list, because you literally write a name down and then you end up sitting there for 5 minutes. Like, why would they be interested? I don't want to talk to them. And you like build up this fear inside of you. Just write the name down and move on and write 50 names. Do you mind, Ryan, if I just interject for a couple of minutes?
You're on.
I was having ideas, and last night I'm in a training group. Angie Belmar is running a training group for Emeralds and Diamond coaches right now, and I was just listening to her last night, and I was really inspired. I always believe, like, I've watched these other coaches. I don't, get jealous or compare myself, but I really try to take ideas because they are the ones that are doing so well in this business. So I do anything I can to learn from them, and that's how I've become successful myself. So what Angie was talking about was reverse engineering your goals. So if you don't know what your goal is right now, so don't go back on that goal you set a week ago. Stick to that goal because you set it and you wrote it down. If you didn't write it down, you're not going to reach it. I hate to say that, but how many people do you need to help in order to reach the goal you set for yourself? So like, write that down and look at it. And then figure out how many conversations you have to have. Angie has been doing this for a long time, and her statistic was about 10%. So if your goal is Success Club 5, you need to talk to 50 people. Okay, you need to invite 50 people. So if you're only talking to 5 people and no one signs up, and then you're like, oh, this business doesn't work, this sucks, there's no way I'm ever going to move forward. Well, you're not, because you need to talk to more people. And this has always been really hard for me, so I'm not preaching, believe me. And again, as Ryan and I said, I'm at Success Club 0 right now too, and usually I like to be at Success Club 6 minimum by the 10th. So I'm not there right now. So I'm going back to the basics. I made my list, and I'm just starting conversations. Personally, I do not message people, this is just me, and say, hey, do you want to join my group? I really look and I have a genuine conversation with them, even if it's 2 or 3 messages back and forth. Hey, how's your summer going? What's up? Because I've gotten those nasty messages. I hate them. I get them to this day that say, hey, do you want to buy my product? Or, hey, do you want to start a business? Have you looked at my Instagram or my Facebook? I run my own business already. I'm not interested in yours. Like, take a look at these people's Facebook or Instagrams before you message them. How was your vacation? How was boating last week? Where did you get the new trampoline for your kids? Like, ask genuine questions. So if 10 to 20, she said 10 to 20 people say yes. So you need to at least talk to 50 to 100 people. So make your list, get out of your own head, and just make a conversation with people. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to reconnect with someone you went to kindergarten with. Like, I've actually had people in my groups that I have not talked to since kindergarten, and we're friends now. Michaela, who's on this, we went to high school together. We barely ever talked to each other, but now we're great friends, and we work together. Another thing was I know that we get in our own heads when we're actually having conversations with people, and bringing up the challenge pack is hard. Does anyone else feel like it's all good, you want to join my group, but then you have to talk about Shakeology? Anyone? Nod. Yeah. Okay. So I've been working with Jake Story, who's in corporate, and he told me the other day we need to get out of our own heads about Shakeology, because do you guys feel like you've had a positive impact from Shakeology? Like, do you love it? Do you love how it tastes? Like, if you don't try to bullshit, and sorry if there's kids around, and sell it to someone, because like they're going to read right through that. But if you truly love it, then you need to express that. And that's why I feel like I have a pretty good, whatever you want to call it, with people signing up with Shakeology. But I have personally gone and researched Shakeology. So I want to let you guys know about a couple things. There's a podcast called Inside Shakeology, which is amazing. I learned so much about the benefits of this, and it's insane. You know it's good for you. You know it has 70 plus superfoods, pre and probiotics, that whole spiel. But like if you actually go and research it, when you talk about it, you're going to be so much more confident speaking about it. The other person to look up on YouTube, her name is Shay Sanford. And she has some really awesome videos about how to talk about Shakeology, and I highly recommend it, because if you're in your own head and you go to talk about Shakeology, your fears are going to be like put directly on those other people. And then the other thing, if you go to my Instagram, you'll kind of see how I've been doing this. So when I'm talking to these people, I want them to be able to go to I use Instagram mostly, but I want them to be able to go to my Instagram and basically see what I'm offering, see what exactly I do, and I want to have already answered a lot of their questions for them. So right before I hopped on here, I did a post about do you consider your health an investment or an expense kind of thing? And I basically broke it down how I used to drink all the time, spend all my money on going out, new outfit, whatever. Okay, so I've already broken down, yeah, this definitely costs money, but it's worth it. I've been posting about the program and how awesome I feel. I've been posting about my struggles. I've been posting about my new group. So when I'm talking to these people, guys, if you're not even just messaging them and saying like, hey, do you want to join my group? Literally, when you talk to them, they're going to go through your Facebook or your So then you can say, hey, once you talk like 2 or 3 messages, you say, hey, did you happen to see my post about the group I'm hosting? That takes the pressure off. And I always end it when I say, hey, did you hear about, or did you see about the group I'm hosting? Just wondering if you're interested. If not, it's totally cool. Like, take the pressure off them so they actually message you back. So that's all that I really have, other than you just have to get out of your own head and talk to more people.
Awesome. I'm just going to share something here because you hit on a couple things that share screen. So if you guys can see my screen, this is a guy that I met at a trade show 2 years ago. He was selling Organo Gold at one time, coffee. And after that, he sold something else. And every event we would cross paths. I was doing Beachbody at all these events year over year. And he was doing something different pretty much at every event year over year. And every year he was always trying to recruit me into going to work with him because he was a doctor. He knew better. He got a car. He qualified for a car from Organo Gold, so he knew what he was doing. He needed a Halifax rep, and I was his guy. And I got this message from him the other day. And it's literally hey, here's a video, watch it, it's a new business opportunity. And that goes exactly to what Allison was saying, where like, that's the only relationship building I've had with this guy. When I say, talk to people, hey, would you like to join my group? That's in the course of a conversation. I don't just send those out like left, right, and center all the time, unless it's a follow-up for the 15th time I'm inviting someone to a group, and that's all we've ever talked about. But literally, this guy just sent me stuff, and then a couple days later asked me if I had a couple of minutes for a quick call. Like, he didn't even follow up with the videos. He didn't even ask me if I watched them. He's not even relationship building. He's just like broadcasting and hoping it's going to stick. That's what we don't do. And I think Allison hit it on the head. I've gotten a lot of these like different shake companies, not Arbonne. What's the other one there? The Skinny Wrap company. It works. I've had people message me like, hey, would you want to rep for our product? And it's like, no, like why? Like what? Like, it's just so random. So there's definitely a tactful way of inviting and a not so tactful way of inviting. So I just wanted to share that because it's bang on to exactly what Allison was saying. There's something else Allison said that I want to comment on. Bless you. Can't remember now. I lost my mind. Should have taken notes. Oh, reverse engineering. I was writing notes. So another way for reverse engineering, like if you were pushing for a certain rank, let's say you want to get Emerald or you want to get Diamond, reverse engineering, and this is what Angie did. This is the first time I ever saw it. I started doing it, where basically you can print off the business model, Diamond business model from the Coach Online office, and you can actually write the people in that you want to work with this business. And when you look at Angie's, she put in every spot plus 2 alternates in case 2 people said no. Out of those 10 names she wrote down, 8 signed up with her, and 5 are her elite coaches now because they're some of the first people that signed up with her. So she's got 5 elite coaches on her team. And it was completely reverse engineered from, instead of just looking for people, she decided who she actually already knew that she wanted to work with and invited them to the opportunity. Because when you come across with, I want to work with you and I'm passionate about this and I think it would help you and I think we could work together, it's so much better than trying to find that person that you don't know, no relationship, and then trying to convince them to sign up to be a coach. So that is something that we're doing it for Tamara's account, and it's about 80% the way there to Diamond from reverse engineering, just deciding who we want to work with and who we want to have on her coach team, but part of our overall coach team. So you can reverse engineer everything, and it's the best way to digest stuff little bit by bit over time instead of trying to get that big goal and then getting to the end of the month and realizing you don't have that big goal. Katie's on. Hey, Katie.
I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to talk or anything.
You're talking. There she is.
I am. Oh, crap. That's weird. Don't look at me. I don't know how to work this yet.
My cousin-in-law, Katie, everyone.
Hey.
Speaking about working with people you want to work with, Katie is a friggin' rock star, and she's got the best fur children in the world. They look like wolves. You've probably seen pictures. They're the most amazing animals in the world. So, okay, I think I'm going to open it up. I had everyone muted here just so that no one was talking over anyone, but let's just open it up and let's just go around. What is everyone struggling with? What are they working on? How did their free groups go? Did you do a free group? Who are you talking to? Let's hear from the crew. Anyone go? You're all open.
I'm doing a free clean eating group right now. I'm having a lot of trouble getting people participating in it. I've got about 9 people in. I even put a little post up in the beginning saying, hey, if we can get up to 20 people, I'll up the prizes. One person added 2 more people, which was awesome. But those 2 people did not, nothing. There's nothing. I have a couple of posts a day, but it's really not going where I wanted to. So I'm a little frustrated with that. I'm in the process now. I'm waiting until probably Saturday. I'm going to be posting my before and afters for Shift Shop and then talking about starting that group up. So that's where I'm going with this and really hoping to move that forward. I have a couple people that hopefully will be interested. The downside is that they all already are signed up on Beachbody On Demand. The bright side is 2 of them are already under, I've signed them up previously. So that's nice. But I don't know what to do when it comes to working with people who are signed up under other coaches. That's something I'm kind of stuck with.
So my take on this, and I'll pass it off to Allison because we've probably dealt with this more than anyone else here, but my take on it is if you have someone that you connect with that is already working with another coach, you just be completely open and upfront and let them know, hey, we don't step on toes. We're not about stealing people away from other coaches. If you have a relationship and are working with your coach, absolutely ask them to go into their next group, be part of their, get your support from them. That's what they're there for. Mm-hmm. And then if they come back and say, oh, well, my coach is just a friend that I bought from, they don't run groups, they don't do anything, and really they're thinking about quitting. Well, as long as they're upfront with their coach and they're okay with you switching, then that's how you approach that. Because one of the first times it ever happened to me, I kept it above board and everything, and the coach that the person transferred from was harassing the person, harassing me. It actually resulted in a complaint to compliance because they were accusing me of stealing a customer, and I was above board the whole time. Yeah. But the customer got freaked and was like, I need to switch back because this is just too much stress, but I don't even like them. And it was bad. And compliance actually basically told the guy to shut up. Basically is what happened. Stop alienating the people who were trying to help. So as long as you're above board on it, and if they have a coach that they're working with, encourage them to go work with that coach. Okay. But if they're just a random coach, especially, you'll get this a lot. They got assigned a coach 3 years ago and they've never talked to the person.
That's happened to me with someone twice now.
Yes, that's the most common thing because that was me. I had a coach for a year that I never knew who he was. He never reached out to me, never replied to a message. So when I signed up to be a coach, I clicked, I don't have a coach. Mm-hmm. But they can just switch over to you if they absolutely have no relationship with their coach.
Okay, Cool. The other thing that I found that's really helpful for, I find like starting goals can be like starting the conversation about goals can be really difficult. So a lot of people I find won't respond to like a lot of posts I'll make, but as soon as I put like using only the GIF feature, tell me like one of your goals or something like that, people are like, oh, bang, 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 bang. Which is, I don't know if that's something anyone else might find helpful, but I do find that that's getting more response than almost anything else that I'm doing. Yeah. Even if it's like, what are you working on for healthy eating, or what's something that you did good for yourself today, or what type of exercise did you do for yourself? I know that is getting response more than anything else. So I don't know if that's something that will get people to sign on or not, but at least it helps to open up a conversation.
So the big thing with Facebook, and that is, it's a great way to get traction on your page, because then more people will see the next post you make after that post. And it's a great conversation starter, because you can be like, oh my God, that was a hilarious GIF, blah, 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 blah. You can start the conversation that way, just natural conversation. But whatever Facebook does new, it promotes. So if people are posting GIFs in your comments, it's going to show your post to more people, because that's a newer feature on Facebook, and they're going to want people to use it, so they want people to see it. Gotcha. Same goes with groups. There's been some recent changes to Facebook groups where you can link your like page to a group, so you can actually host and post in a group as a page instead of your person.
Yeah.
Promote groups. What else is there? There's a bunch of new features with groups. So having groups, like I've got people that are requesting to join a free 21-day plank squat group. That's been done for 3 years. Facebook is still showing this group to people, and they're requesting to join. Instant conversation starter, because it's like, hey, I just saw your request to join the group. I'd love to add you. The group's over, but I'm running a new one next week. So how about you friend request me and I'll add you to that one? And it's like, it's fantastic because they like groups. So taking advantage of stuff like that is huge, because eventually it's going to plateau out, and the next big thing will be what Facebook wants to show everyone. And just on one more thing on, I don't know, I'm talking a lot, I'm sorry. You mentioned that your group's not doing so good. It happens all the time to everyone. I was actually in a conversation with a 7-star elite coach from the Shift Shop test group, who her Shift Shop group's got 40 people in it, and it's crickets. This isn't even a free group. This is people doing the Shift Shop, and it's crickets. And she was like frustrated because the coach test group was just everyone all day, every day. And I told her, like, we've got 50 in ours, and probably only 10 to 12 are posting every day. The other ones are just doing whatever they're doing. And that just happens. So it's not necessarily anything you're doing. It's just the people in a group, what they're prepared for. And the next one could have 4 people in it, and all 4 are 100% ready to go invest it and sharing every day. So just keep going, and even one-on-one messaging the people in the group to try and stimulate like the how's the group going? Are you liking it? What can we do better? Like, just stimulate the conversation on Messenger. Then they'll be more likely to see your posts in the group as well.
Okay, cool.
So
that's good advice. Thanks.
Can I just touch on just one thing from that? Yes, like Brian said, talking to people, but the most important thing, the most valuable thing I started doing is the Google event registration or form or whatever, where I actually get people's goals before they jump in a group, whether it's a free group or what they struggle with. I call it a questionnaire now, not an application. It's super easy to make. You can literally send it to everyone. Then all your contacts are also in one location as well. So then you can literally go back to that person who said they were going to participate in your free group or your paid group and say, hey, you wanted to lose 10 pounds before your wedding that's in a month. How is that going for you? Also, before I add someone into a free group, I treat I've had crickets in like so many free groups. I barely do them anymore because of that. But I literally message them before. I tell them what my expectations are. Ever since I started saying, these are your expectations, I know you might want to think you might scare people away, and obviously your people are like you, so if you would get scared away by a message, don't send it. But really say, like, your participation matters to other people, not just to yourself, because people have a bad day. Actually, this is something I've learned in our Shift Shop group. There's been a lot of rough patches for people. There's been a lot of rough days for people in our Shift Shop group, but you know what? There are people persevering, and they are not afraid to come in and say when they've struggled. So I feel like taking that perfection side away from things, because people feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be eating clean for 5 days, but I just ate 5 donuts. So I'm not going to post in the group anymore. So I think really just letting people know that it's open, and then messaging them. If you have to message them every day and say, how are things going, do that. Don't annoy them, obviously, but sometimes people are shy. They're embarrassed. They don't want to post their goals to everybody else. So if someone inboxes me and tells me their goals, Alexis, or I don't know if Alexis is still on, but she had said, my goal this month is Success Club 5 and Emerald. And she messaged me that personally. And I said, would you mind posting that on the team page? Because you're going to inspire other people. And by you writing that down, you're going to, you're more likely to do it yourself because other people see it. I tell my challengers that as well. And then they'll go in the group and do it.
Awesome.
Hopefully that helps.
No, thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot.
Welcome.
All right, oh, excuse me. That was very inappropriate. Let's pass it all over Lisa. What's up with Lisa this month? How's everything going on your end?
Well, I did do the Shift Shop group, but I only got 3 people that wanted to be part of it, and only 1 person is participating. So
That's actually really good percentages. That's like 33.333 repeating, of course, percent. That's amazing.
So yeah, so I got my friend Emma there. She's the only one really posting anything in there, but
Emma's awesome.
I know.
I like Emma.
The Shift Shop agility markers for participating, and she's been, I'm hoping she's going to start getting some other people in herself too. She hasn't really kind of caught on to the whole coach thing yet, but she's her husband just left for deployment for 6 months, so she's got things to occupy her mind. So hopefully this will help her too. Yeah, excellent. And are you planning and inviting towards like your next group or another group on the horizon? Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting because the wedding's in 2 weeks. I'm going to try to start a group the following Monday. Will be the 21st, I believe.
Okay.
So I have to sit down and get that done, but I'll the week before the wedding I'm off, so hopefully I'll have time to start inviting people and doing that. So, but I have been starting to email people that I know that's commented on my transformation that I posted a few days ago.
Perfect.
I'm starting to go down the list of everybody that's commented and going to send the messages. So
awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully that works.
Yeah. And you know what? As long as you're doing something to move your business forward, it's, you know, and I've said this a million times, like if you invite 100 people a day or 10, well, you'll get there 10 times faster, but you're still going to get there. So as long as you're moving yourself forward and you keep the momentum going, that's the key. Because if you get the momentum going, do a group, and then you drop off social media or inviting for 2 weeks or 3 weeks while you run your group, then you're going to have to be starting off from square one. It's like right from the beginning again. But if you, and I think it was Katie and I had this conversation a couple days ago, like Carl's big suggestion and something that I've just started adapting and I'm trying to play with it, but having a group starting every 2 or 3 weeks gives you a date that you always have something to invite people to. Because if you do one group a month, that's a 3-week group, then you invite them for the first of the month, you run your 3-week group, but then you're not inviting people for 3 weeks. And then you got to build that momentum up again. But if you start a group every 2 weeks, then you only have 1 week of overlap between your groups. Or every 3 weeks, one goes right into the next, right into the next. You pretty much always have that date that's close enough to give people the urgency to actually make a decision, but not too far. Like you can just plan for that date and get people added to that group and sign them up with enough time to get their Shakeology and all that. And it really gives that firm date that you can invite to in your posts instead of, you know, waiting the 3 or 4 weeks before you start talking about the next day. So I found that helps quite a bit, always having a date or something to invite people to. Could be a free group, could be, you know, your challenge group, could be whatever, clean eating. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Stacey, Alexis, how's things going in Alexis's world?
It's going good. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, my iPad might fall. I'm doing a sneak peek. Actually, I've had to change it to tonight because got free tickets for a football game tomorrow night. And I have, I think, 8 people in that. And there's at least 4 of them that are really interested.
Excellent.
one girl said at first, I've been talking to her since June, and she's like, I'm not interested. Single mom, moving, no job yet, all this. And last night she's like, I'm ready. I hope to order it by Friday. So hopefully she does. And my challenge group's going really good this month, actually. It's the most engagement I've had since I've started in January. So people are commenting on other people's posts, and they're just posting on their own in the group, and I've never had that before. So it's going good.
That's phenomenal, and that's what we is the best thing to facilitate, because I'm really seeing the benefits in our shift shop group now, where it's a team environment. It's not a coaching environment. It's like, I think I've probably commented the least on people's posts in our shift shop group, because Tamara's in there commenting on everyone every day, and the next challenger, and then the challengers are talking to each other, and the challengers are friend requesting each other, and it's phenomenal, and it really is what we are all about, right? Like, we just are one big giant team helping each other get to our goals. So I love that, and that's great to facilitate and build up that momentum and keep encouraging that by clicking and replying to the replies and all that stuff, and just basically having conversations in the comment sections of people's posts. And it goes a long way to help the momentum of the group and the participation, which is key. Going around the circle, Katie, how's things going in Katie's world?
Oh, me.
You're on.
Well, it freaks me out. Obviously the first time I've used this, so I don't know what's going on. It's going really well. I'm just about to start. I've only started this about a month ago, as you know. So I got my first challenge group is just about done. It's 3 weeks in now, and there's already some crazy results. So I'm super excited. There's 10 women in there, so we're doing really good. My second challenge group starts on Monday. I started doing what you said, and I started doing it every 3 weeks instead of 4. And I'm going to try and maybe push it down to doing it earlier, like start inviting earlier, but I'm just going to see how this works first, just so I don't get overwhelmed, so I can keep on track with everybody. So my second group is full, so fingers crossed. I like that idea about pairing up your people. That's a good idea. And my next group it's going to be for the day after Labor Day in September. So I already have it booked, and I already have one person interested. So my thing, I'm contacting people because I'm trying to make these connections that everyone keeps talking about, making connections. Okay, so far what I've been doing to make connections, I need help with how to talk to people, because I've never been good with people before. All right, I'm not going to lie. So I started contacting the people that have liked my fitness page, just to say, like, thank you for, like you guys recommended, thank you for liking my fitness page. I'm super happy for the support. And then I kind of try to say something about them to try and get a conversation going. But then when they comment back, I have no idea what to say after that. Or if they just drop it blank, like they just say, you're welcome. What do you guys do?
So I'd like to get Allison's point of view on this as well, but my advice would be is don't overthink it. And I think you're overthinking it. I think you're trying to think, okay, they replied and said, oh, you're welcome. Oh my God. Okay, what do I say to someone when they say you're welcome? Oh God. And just think if it was like a real life situation, like said, hey, thanks so much for putting my groceries in my car today. You're welcome. Do you like putting groceries in the car? Like, it's a conversation, right? Like, you can just have a natural conversation. And I think probably, and I've done it, and my wife, she does it. She overthinks what to say to the point of paralysis where she says nothing, and nothing happens if you say nothing, right? So I think it's just not to overthink it and just have a natural conversation. There is a 5-step invite guide in the Beachbody online office. If you're actually having a conversation with the end goal or in the process of inviting them to a group, there's like stock questions you can ask, like, do you have any health and fitness goals? What are you working towards? How's your nutrition? How's your fitness? And it basically just helps engage the conversation that way. But I've started with that, and I've almost pretty much evolved into not even wanting to use a template, because I find a natural conversation goes better. And you got to remember too, they're having a conversation with you from a fitness like page. So you asking them about what your fitness goals are is not going to seem weird, because they're liking your fitness page. So you can weave that into the conversation, I'd say, quicker than you could if you were just having a random personal page to personal page conversation with someone you haven't talked to in 15 years.
That's a good idea because I didn't even think about that. That I could just talk about fitness. I try to
On
always
your
bring it
fitness
into
page,
something else.
right?
Yeah.
When I have someone
Wow.
message me on my fitness page, I don't wait at all. It's like, hey, thanks so much for messaging. What kind of fitness goals you have? Like, I go right into it because they're messaging me on a fitness page. They're obviously there for that reason. And if they just wanted to talk to me personally, well, they would have messaged me on my private page.
No, that's true. Okay, you did make that simple.
Right?
Can I say what
Alice?
I always say? Like, I say like clockwork. If someone, like exactly, if someone likes it, I just say, literally, I say, hey, thanks so much for following me. Are you into health and fitness too? That's it. Like, literally. And they'll either say yes, they are, or they'll say no, but you know, like I'm kind of trying to get back on track or something like that. Like 9.9 times out of 10. And again, I do all my connecting on Instagram, but it's basically the same. Like my Instagram's clearly not like a personal page. So really, I also look at their page. I see if they have fitness posts, if they have food posts, because like give them a compliment. If you give them a compliment and you ask them a question, always end with a question though. Even if it seems like back and forth, like you're always asking a question, they're going to answer it. People love to talk about themselves.
Okay. Awesome. That's really good advice. Thank you, guys. And I have to learn Instagram still. I just got it set up. I don't even know what I'm doing.
It's okay. It's just for some, it's where I shared my journey when I didn't want anyone I knew to know about it.
That's a good idea.
That's where Allison hid her progress for 2 years and then decided she was going to come out of the fitness closet and be a coach.
Yes.
Okay, before I pass it off to Martha, I just have to let everyone know on this call, I got the email today that Katie is officially a business starter on the leadership ladder. So,
What? Seriously? I didn't even get an email.
no,
That's
you wouldn't.
awesome.
That's like high level stuff. So the leadership ladder, if you've been in your online office, you've seen the tabs for leadership ladder. It basically is just benchmarks that are even more important than just Success Club or just the dollar amount or just volume. It takes everything into consideration. So you basically start off at nothing, business starter, business builder, or team builder, the team leader. So I'm like only one rung higher than you, Katie. So well done on that. So
I didn't even understand.
I'm gonna give you a public shout out. It probably makes no sense to most of you if you're not looking at the leadership ladder, but you should look at it because it's a great way to benchmark your business and your progress. So I'm going to give you a shout out on that probably later this week. So
Thank you.
all right, you're welcome. All right, Martha, how are things?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, good. Okay. Just one thing. Sorry, I'm very chill. I just worked out, so I'm laying here in the bed and relaxed watching everyone. But one thing on having conversations, when you do ask someone a question, make sure you leave it open-ended instead of closed-ended. Don't ask yes or no questions. I like what you said where, oh, tell me what your fitness goals are, or, oh my gosh, I can see you've really got a good regimen going on. What do you do? You know, and just leave it open for them because, like it's been said, people like to talk about themselves. So my free fitness group was called 30 by 7, 30 minutes a day of exercise for 7 days. I had like 30 people sign up, and I think 20 of them were posting almost every day. And probably 10 of them completed every single day of the challenge. And like the couple days before I started, I did go in Messenger and say, hey, join my group. I'm doing this free thing. It's only 30 minutes a day for 7 days. I want you in there. Come on, join me. And they did. And we had a blast. And people were sad that it was over. And I have an ongoing page called Get Well. It's a wellness page where friends post sweaty selfies or just motivational things, which I started as a result of joining Beachbody. And I said, let's move the party over there. And they're not posting as much. So I got an idea in here as we were talking. Since they liked the fitness challenge so much, I was going to do a clean eating challenge next. But I think I might do another fitness challenge. But this time I'm going to, if they ask someone else to join, then they have a chance to win a prize instead of just participating themselves. Because I know they're going to participate. They like participating. But if they bring more people in that I don't know, then that's just exposure to more people. And I also got 2 people to join Beachbody as a result of it. Both of them did the $99 sign on. but they're in, and the other thing was, I'm really pushing portion fix through my Get Well page because I love portion fix. It's just been a lifesaver for me. And people are going outside to find it cheaper other places. But I post a link with my coach code in there and everything. But I mean, I can only do what I can do. So anyway, that's where I'm at.
So I've got to say that I've been a fly on the wall in many of your groups, and you run serious value-added groups. You're very, very good at always being in the group, being present, giving them posts, giving them value, asking questions. And your groups, the people in the groups seem to get along like a group of friends have for years. And I've never seen it in any other group I've ever been in. Even some of Angie's big groups that I'm in, I've never seen the sort of, I guess, camaraderie or relationships that I see in your group. I think it's absolutely amazing. The only thing I can attribute it to is that's just you, your style. That's how you talk to people and engage and interact. And I freaking love it. So I think if you just keep doing what you're doing that way, you're gonna keep growing, keep doing those free groups. The 30x7, I mean, it's a catchy name. It's simple. It's easy for people to follow along with. And I think if you just keep doing stuff like that and grow who you're talking to, ask for referrals from people in the groups, invite their friends, like you said, it's a great way. Referrals are probably the best way to grow, and I don't do it enough. I've got hundreds of people on our team that I've done programs with them and never asked them, hey, do you know someone else that might be interested? I just keep forgetting to do that. But referrals are huge, and that's one thing that. Sorry, I'm wheeling over something. That's one thing that Allison mentioned she's doing, and I'm doing the same thing as well, is that we're doing like a gift card referral. So if someone that we have in our groups now refers someone to us and then they sign up with a challenge pack, we'll give that referee a $25 gift card wherever they want to go. Basically, commission splitting basically is what it is. You're just giving them half of your commission because without them, you would have probably never met that person. So spreading the wealth that way, and that brings a new person in. That could be a coach. That could end up bringing 10 friends in, and you never know how far it can go to get that right person. So I think that's something that I think we can all apply is asking for people if they know people, because there's as much as we are in a Beachbody bubble and we think everyone in the world is already involved in Beachbody, it is a sliver of the population that is already doing what we're doing, and it is a much bigger slice of the pie of people who are struggling with health, with wellness, with anxiety, with depression, with stuff that what we do can help alleviate or resolve. And we just have to remember that the chunk of the pie that's out there is massive. That is completely, people have no idea what we even do or who we are. And the best example, we were at Marketing Impact Academy Live in LA. We were talking with another coach who moved to LA 3 blocks away from Beachbody headquarters. As a coach, he moved there for another career, and he was worried that he was done. He was not going to be able to meet any new people in real life that aren't already Beachbody coaches, and he was surprised that everyone he was talking to had no clue what Beachbody was, where their headquarters was, or what we did. And it's just because we're in these bubbles. We're in groups with coaches and teams all day, every day. It feels like everyone in the world is probably already in a team when nothing could be further from the truth. So I'm going to unmute everyone here and just see if there's any other questions, comments, concerns before we wrap it up. I extended our call. I got a free trial of a unlimited meeting, so we didn't get cut off 10 minutes ago.
I just want to say one more thing really, really quick. Just, Martha, I am like amazed by everything, and I just don't want you to feel like what you're giving people isn't valuable, because it is. And like, I just literally put up a post again about like, is your health worth it? $186 is not a lot of money. The portion fix is great. The workouts are great, but Shakeology is the next level. So go out there and research Shakeology and offer people the whole package. And don't just put the link to people. Really talk to them, figure out why they need every little piece of the puzzle, and then send them the link when they're ready. I find I've never done it because I was told, like, I don't know, someone drilled it in my head not to do it, probably Ryan. But I literally don't put a link anywhere until they say like $186, okay. And then I send them the direct link, because if they have the option of just the portion fix, just BOD or the whole thing, well, they're going to choose the $100 option and save $86. That's all.
Yeah.
Just know your value.
And on that as well, just so everyone knows, this is the last month of the All Access On Demand Challenge Pack sale. So starting September 1st or 3rd or somewhere, it's very, very early in September, the price is going back up to $199 US, 234 Canadian. So it's a pretty significant savings to when you're talking to people and they're trying to question which way to go. You can really show them the value of, well, if you get going this month, if you're ready to go, you're saving 45, 50, 60 bucks, whatever. And I wouldn't be surprised if the year all access goes up in the near future as well. Maybe even January or so, or before January, but then maybe there's a promotion again January 1st for the New Year's rush. But they tend to not keep stuff at that amazing of a deal forever, especially when there's no conversion, 99 US or Canadian. Actually, maybe I did read somewhere that it is going up Canadian. I think it is actually going up to 114 or something like that Canadian, but staying 99 US maybe.
I remember seeing that too.
Okay,
Yeah.
I might have dreamt it and shared it with you, but it was probably somewhere.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing that. I don't remember if it was on, it might have been on the Beachbody Champions page, on one of the calls that, I don't remember his name. He's got a wonderful accent.
Arnold.
That's him.
Arnold, haha.
Yeah, he talked about it. He did this entire speech about, or not speech, but this entire talk about it going up and why this was a good thing.
And for the Canadians on this call, it's a good thing that it's going up, because it being at the price it is now, the same in Canadian dollars as US dollars when the dollars aren't equal, it's actually a really good thing, because the discrepancy between the 99 and the Canadian Challenge Pack is so much more. In US dollars, it's considerably less. So if our 99 becomes 114, it's less of a bump to the Challenge Pack. Because right now it's like a $60-some difference versus it'll be like a $30-some difference or $40 difference. So it'll make it easier to convince people of the value of the whole package from a dollar standpoint, because that's usually what people back on to tell us no, they can't. Usually follow.
Is it okay to talk about the price? Like, let's say if I was doing a live video and be like, this is the last month this is going on. This is why this is going to be great. Is it okay to mention the prices and like the benefits, or is that better left for private messaging or in private conversation?
I personally have had better success showing people the value and then telling them what that value costs. Because if you talk to someone, and I've read a couple books and done some research on like the psychology of purchasing when people buy something, like what goes through our minds. And there was this study that was done that it showed like 98% of the time when people say, oh no, it's too expensive, it's actually not. And they'll spend that same amount of money on something else that is probably less useful or beneficial to their life if they've convinced themselves that they need it. So if you spend the time showing the value of what it is, the benefits of what Shakeology has, and I'm not talking about going into like the micronutrients and all that stuff, like from your experience, how does it make you feel? Like I feel like $1 million having drank that right now. Like it was like I was drinking a Frosty, but it's like loaded with healthy ingredients. Expressing the value of it and the benefit of it, and then saying, and you can get it with a whole year of every workout, meal plans, cooking shows, etc. for $160 or $186 Canadian. It's a lot easier. But if you said, we've got this fitness program, it's $186, people are gonna be like, whoa, I can get a $10 Jillian Michaels DVD at Walmart, right?
Yeah.
Like that's where their mind's gonna go, because they don't know what they're getting, they don't know the value.
Mm-hmm.
So unless someone's like, no, just tell me the price, I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I'll tell you, you're going to get all this for this, and I'll list it all out and then tell them what they're going to get.
Okay.
Just because of that psychology of selling, you want them to realize that this is going to help them and benefit them before you give them the out of convincing themselves they can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Did you notice, Stacy, in my group, when I did my end video, I said, if you like this group, this is what I do when I'm in Beachbody. This is what my team is like. This is why it works for me. It's not just doing a video on my own. It's being with a community of people from all over the world now I have friends, and I feel like I'm not alone doing it, but I can do it when it's convenient for me. So I let them experience that for a week, and then I pointed that out to them and said, this is what you can get if you are a part of this. And I still have my page, they don't have to do Beachbody, but I think more of them are going to come to me as time goes by, and they still see me and other people starting to change because of Beachbody.
Mm-hmm. No, your video was great. Your group was amazing. Like
they were great.
Oh,
they
it was
really
so good. Yeah, it was so
saying, Martha, you've got the natural gift of bringing people together. Like you're just, I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. Allison had to jump off to another call, but she posted in the comments here and said, thanks for a great call. Go make your 50 to 100 list before you go to bed. Choose 5 to 10 today to start convos with. She gave us a little heart. We're going to end it there. Have a great night, everyone. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, feel free to post in our Team Cup group or our Riot Fitness Coach group or wherever. Message us in the team group chat, and we'll all move everything forward and end this month better than it's begun. So have a great night, everyone.
Bye.